Okay, so in this video I want to kind of do a little bit of a introduction to the metaphysics of Benedict de Spinoza, or Spinoza, I should say, since he's German, Spinoza. And I kind of want to introduce this and kind of sort of get into making some more videos about Spinoza. I have two really great books. I'm going to have the Ethics, which is the landmark work of his. I have the Ethics on my iPad, which is what I'm using to film this. So I can't really show you that, but I have two books which I'm going to be using to do videos on Spinoza in the coming days, or coming weeks or months, or whatever. One of them is this, the Cambridge Companion to Spinoza, which has a lot of different articles on Spinoza. This is the other one. Nice thick book, lots of good stuff going on in there. And those books go beyond just his metaphysics. So pretty much in this video I want to do a little bit of an intro to it. In the first part of the Ethics, maybe it's the second part, I don't recall, he does go over this and he sort of goes over it and kind of gives it, and I kind of want to go over, you know, the sort of entities that he commits to, as well as just the and also his substance monism. So what he says is that all that exists is either substance or mode. So everything is one substance, really, and it's either substance, mode, or attribute. But we'll get into that. What is substance? First off, substance metaphysics are the kind of metaphysics that kind of go into what substance the world is, and what kind of substance, well, not necessarily what kind of substance, but it's how many substances, as to how many of them, and, you know, in what ways can we think of the world as substance. And Leibniz's substance would be monads, because his kind of philosophy is is about nothing being extended. But for Spinoza it is, and for Descartes it is. However, for Descartes the substance involves body and soul, or, you know, material things, also spiritual things. So substance, that is, it needs nothing else to exist or to be conceived of. So it is the foundation of all other things that exist. So in a way, this is also what is thought of as a foundationism, not foundationalism. That's the epistemic theory about, you know, basic beliefs and such. Foundationism is this, in that there is one thing that is the foundation for all other things. The foundation to all other things doesn't need any other foundation, and it stands on its own. It's a necessary thing, while modes and attributes are contingent. And Spinoza, as for religion, he was not an atheist, but in the normal idea, he was considered in the idea back then, in the modern philosophy period, he was considered an atheist because he didn't believe entirely in the Bible. He didn't agree that God was entirely omnipresent, omnibenevolent, omnipotent, and omniscient. Thus, he didn't believe that he was everywhere, all good, all powerful, and all knowing. So he didn't. Thus, since Spinoza didn't really believe entirely in this, he didn't believe in everything that it holds within it, he was considered an atheist because of that. However, he's not an atheist in our common terms, because he does believe in a God, but he believes in a pantheistic God, and a pantheistic God is one that is, you take either omnibenevolence, omnipotence, or omniscience out of the picture. Typically a pantheistic kind of God is one that is inside of the world. Thus, he's not omnipotent, or he's not all-knowing. So you have to take one of those out of the picture. So, thus he was thought of as an atheist because he didn't agree with the whole entire. He didn't agree with the whole entire biblical kind of God. I have a book over there which talks about the Pantheism Controversy, which kind of is between Jacobi and Mendelssohn, who kind of question as to whether religion can involve reason or not. And the book over there, which kind of goes over those two and others. It's called Fate. It's called I forget what it's called. It's blue. I know that. So, substance for Spinoza is a foundational metaphysical being. A mode can also be thought of as a property. A mode is a property or something that needs substance to exist. So, think about the attribute theory of properties, which was kind of conceived of, in the 20th century, where think of like substance as the pin cushion, and you put pins in it, and the properties are the pins. So you can't have a pin stand there without that pin cushion. So in a way, the substance is the pin cushion, and a mode needs the substance to exist. Thus, the property needs a substance to exist. So the idea of being round or being red or redness, stuff like that, is a mode. A person or thing is not a substance but a property. So, or it's modes of substance. So, Spinoza would not really agree with the attribute theory of properties. He would agree with the bundle theory of properties, where things put together make, or properties put together make things. So, however, you need that foundational substance to have things like a person or, a thing. Substance is infinite space. So substance is not transcendent; it's concretely real. I couldn't exist. That pipe couldn't exist, or that cup couldn't exist, or even the lemonade inside of the cup couldn't exist without the foundational substance. Substance has an infinity of attributes. An attribute is an essence. And what is the essence? An essence is what is it to be a cup? What is it to be a pipe? That is what an essence is. The essence of rock is all of the things that are included in the idea of what it is to be a rock. So, substance has an infinity of different attributes, thus different essences of things. Descartes states that one substance has all attributes. That one substance has one attribute, but Spinoza says that a substance has an infinity of attributes, and that masks in every way, basically. And so we have that kind of metaphysics that Spinoza gives, and through that he argues a substance monism, which says that there is one infinite substance, not like Descartes. While Descartes says that there's two kinds of substances. First, for Spinoza, there's one infinite substance, and God or nature, God/nature is all that exists. And the axioms, which he does include in the first part of the ethics, well, the first one is that every substance has at least one attribute. Number two substances cannot share the same nature/attribute. 3, God has all possible attributes. So I guess in Spinoza's pantheism, he would say that God, since he has all possible attributes, I it's kind of questionable. I guess maybe he isn't all powerful, or he's not all knowing, or maybe he's all powerful and all knowing, but not all good. I think it's most likely he's not all powerful, or he's not all knowing. God exists, therefore, no other substance but God or nature can exist. So see how he equates God with nature, and that's a pantheistic thing. How God is not above all of this; He's a part of it, and He is it. So that's pretty much what I wanted to kind of discuss here. Is a little bit of intro to Spinoza's metaphysics. I know it's been 11 minutes, but it's a bit of an introductory thing. And among the modern philosophers, Spinoza is the one that I really haven't gone into. I mean, if you want to include Malebranche, who's more of a minor figure. I mean, he's big, but he's not nearly as big as Spinoza, Descartes, Locke, Hume, Berkeley. Descartes, Spinoza, Leibniz, Locke, Berkeley, and Hume. So if you think I should have included something in a little intro to Spinoza's metaphysics, comment below, let me know. Thank you.